We have a new problem of the day, and that is this muck hole right here is where we're supposed to be loading trucks. That's not gonna go well. So you can tell it's the end of the day, and it's been a good day. It's been a very good day, but we got some problems.
When I called you and said this is bull.
Wasn't that, I was dealing with my own problems. 8400 died at the end of the day. We're getting Christmas lights put up on the shop, and we're trying to film, and it's just funny, like, yes, it's never quiet around here.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's an exciting day though. Did you ever think you'd have Christmas lights on the shop?
I don't think we'd ever pay someone to put Christmas lights
I
up.
know, they're gonna look really cool though, so.
Actually, so here's what's kind of neat with this stuff is it was actually our sister, Diana, and her husband, Princeton, decided, hey, we'll pay for, it'll be mom and dad's Christmas present.
Yeah.
We'll pay to have them put on the house in the shed. And then we seen how nice they looked, and both me and dad were like, we got to get them on the big shop, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
gonna
just,
look really
it's
cool.
going to look cool. Yeah. So if you hear a little background noise, yes, they're putting Christmas lights up, which is a sign that, hey,
Tis the season.
tis the season. We're rolling into the holidays. Thanksgiving's this week.
Yeah.
Wow, how fast a few months can go
I
by,
know.
right? The last load, Jinx. Tractor died on the last load. We're flashing a code, so we'll see if we can't figure it out. I was fighting that. I got it. I got her, man. So that's like when I got the call, hey, we can't pull the other gates. And I was like, oh, of course. So you know that old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger?
It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Yeah, it's my theme song right now.
Really?
Seasonal life.
Well, that answers my question. I was gonna ask.
I
was gonna ask you
because
if-
I'm alone. Well, don't you ever feel like, I feel like you must feel like, I've kind of seen it all. I've kind of seen it all. And then you get down to a spreading job. I mean, you've done this, how many years have you been going down to the same
Oh, yeah,
city to,
10, 15, something like that, yeah.
weren't expecting this, were you?
So what we rolled into a huge problem. So we're doing work at a large facility, and this facility is having a lot of construction go on. Now, we can't get into the he said, she said stuff. Basically, there is a cement pad that we are supposed to use to load these semis. Now, it's real common for us to load semis. We're loading semis throughout the year. The one thing when you load semis, you need and hundreds of semis, you need a very solid place to load from.
Okay.
And that's what, like, just all of this just snowballed on us so fast. All right. So I don't know which version of the story is true. Some people said this cement pad was supposed to stay. Some people said it was supposed to go. And what happened was, I don't know if people were moving ahead of schedule. There was some plumbing underneath this cement pad that had to get redone.
Okay.
The debate was whether it was supposed to be done before fall or after fall, so, you know, if we could load or not. The general contractor threw down rock, threw down gravel, thought they had a good enough base. They packed it
Okay.
all really well.
Yeah.
They thought it was solid enough for us to load trucks. They were sadly wrong.
Yeah, and explain why. I mean, when you're just watching the video, it's kind of like, well, it doesn't look that bad. Why is it so important to have this like really firm foundation?
So what happens is you got a bucket. This is a 4.5 yard bucket. And as you're going up, the machine itself is right around like 42,000 pounds. The more you go up with the boom, the more pressure it actually puts on your front wheels. So then what happens is it pushes the dirt out around the tires. So every time you go up with the boom, it's actually pushing the tires down just a little more. And if you don't have a solid enough base, something like concrete, it just gets mushier and mushier and mushier and mushier. And oh my gosh, we just rolled into this like with a head of steam. Like
Yeah.
This was Monday. To recap the timeline this fall, it was so funny. So like we had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we were putting a concave in a combine. Literally Saturday, I get Adam going, hey, the combine took off, it's running. I start low blowing equipment down to this job site. Combines are running great. That's a huge relief. Nice feeling. That's our second to last bean field, so we're doing really good. But now I got to switch gears. The goal is to get that loader right there on the low boy, and then get these two trucks there down to a big project that we got going on in southern Minnesota. Monday we start loading trucks, and it took about 30 minutes before we realized we were really in trouble. That the loader wasn't staying up, it just kept leaning, which just makes it incredibly challenging to dump in the trailers. And then the farther we got into the day, the more the loader just kind of went side to side.
Yeah.
I've loaded in conditions like this, and it's not easy.
How many scoops does it take to fill one of the side dumps?
Yeah, so in these trucks here, we're putting 6 in.
And then how, on a good day, how many semis do you get through there?
100, yeah, the goal is always 100.
So 600 scoops, like you're,
Yep.
so, wow.
Yeah. Numbers don't lie, do they?
No, and we were thinking about, and I mean, you want to keep those semis moving through because you don't want them to get backed up. That's just
Because they
wasting
cost
time.
a lot of
You
money
don't
per
just
hour.
pay people
Yep.
sitting there. And so when you have it dialed in, the semis are moving, you're loading, it's just nonstop, right? So even adding a little bit of time to each scoop because it's unstable adds up.
Yeah, on an average day, we're loading them 6 scoops in this facility between 3 and 4 minutes. Some of this was taking 6 to 8 minutes. But what do you do? This is like the biggest challenge is like, what do you do? Who's the bad guy? There's no, who do you blame? You can't really blame anyone.
Right. At that point, it didn't
Yep.
matter anymore. Yeah.
The other thing, okay, so you got a big city, you got a big construction company that's the general contractor, then you got multiple subcontractors, they're all doing their stuff. Then below all of them is me, the smallest contractor of them all.
Yeah.
Everybody was nice, but it was just like, oh crap, what do we do? So
Sure.
throughout the course of that first day, we kept bringing in more gravel.
Okay.
You'll see here where a loader pushes up some of the biosolids, dumps in more gravel, etc. We knew it wasn't, we were trying to get through the day. We knew this wasn't the long-term fix, but we were just trying to get through the day. So that leads us to the next question. It's about 4 o'clock at night. The loader operator, my friend Dean, calls me. He had some choice words for me.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so.
Yep,
right?
and
Yeah.
me and the guys from the city and the other construction companies were all like trying to game plan. Like, okay, what do we do?
Because how many days of this are there down there?
Typically 4 to 5.
Yeah, so to do 4 or 5 more days of that was
Just wasn't going to
unreasonable.
happen.
Okay.
Yep. Well, the only thing I'll tell you.
Well, that was right down to, it was barely trickling over that bottom door.
Yeah,
And I called, they said, hey, you gotta pull this door.
that's a cool.
It's like, well, how fast is it coming off of there? Not fast enough to load a bucket,
Yep.
you know? And right there, I'm way below the floor.
Yeah, that's what
Way below the floor trying to get a bucket, you know?
Yep. After having conversations with the general contractor, the city, nobody's having really any good game plans. Like that's like, oh crap. Now, luckily, Dad bought these swamp pads on an auction, and there's so many things. You might not use them every year, but when you do need them, you need them. What we had these swamp pads. Now what a swamp pad is, it's basically like the trunks of trees all held together by big rods. And so they're literally just this big chunk of plywood almost. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
And then you set it down to spread out the weight. So it, in theory, should allow the loader, if we put them in place, it should allow the loader to drive in and back up and then load trucks without any real issues. As I was talking with Teen, who's in the loader loading the trucks, talking with the city, etc., we have this kind of idea of like, hey, we got these swamp pads. Maybe if we go get those, maybe right away in the morning we can lay them out and then, load trucks off that and hopefully pick up our time again, get back to loading a 3-4 minute round instead of 5, 6, 7 minutes. Okay, so you can tell it's the end of the day and it's been a good day. It's been a very good day, but we got some problems. And the last thing I want to do is go back to the farm and load swamp pads. I'm gonna go back to the farm and load swamp pads. Good thing my dad bought them. Oh, heck yeah. All right, let's go get to work. I told Adam take them one at a time. He's gonna outdo me. He's got 2. So you were like, watch this, Eric, right? Watch this. You said 1 at a time. I got 2. My downside is when you see this footage, this is like 6 o'clock at night, so I know I got an hour back to the shop, get everything hooked up, and I know I got a full night loading, binding them down, and bringing them all down because we got trucks showing up at 7. My friend Dean's meeting me at the plant at 5 to get started. So do you see how short that sleeping window is?
Yeah.
And then I mentioned earlier, like the week before, we were working on combines.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, it was just funny because like all this is just like hitting at once, and it's like, how many hours can you really work in a week? That's sometimes,
Yeah.
that's one of those things that you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to know the answer, right?
Right.
All right, so we head back down to the city. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm taking just a quick nap. About 4:35, I start the loader up. Well, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gonna do my best to kind of clean some of this up so we can get these pads down. Heck yeah, busy morning. The things that go on a job site before anyone shows up, you know? Dean comes rolling in with his truck and trailer and skid loader, his forks. We start taking some measurements. So what we had, first step in this process was we had to remove the old material. So we had a lot of gravel, a little bit of biosolids, all this stuff's gonna go to the landfill. We had chunks of concrete. We just start making a big pile off to the side, and we start bringing in more gravel. So what we actually started to do is we were taking measurements. We knew the concrete was about 6 inches, the pads were about 8 inches, and the goal was to sink them 2 inches below the concrete so we could come in with probably about 2 inches of gravel. So we'd have normal base, more class 5, the basic swamp pad, and then gravel on top that would flush it out with the concrete. So it's actually, it's a lot of fun watching Dean. Dean is an old construction guy, very skilled, and I'm just watching him move around with the skid loader, and I'm like, wow, he's so good. Because I'm walking around with a tape measure trying to measure the concrete where we're at, and I'm like, Dean, you're like on the ball, man. Like you couldn't really be more accurate. So we lay down more base, we start putting the pads in place, and things are going pretty decent, except for, because you know, nothing go perfect, I start noticing little raindrops on the windshield, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm looking at the truck starting to show up, because we're getting close to that 7 o'clock time frame, and here Dean is, got all the pads laid out, and we quickly realized, even though we had 9, 1 broke when it came off the trailer, we were able to get a good driveway going into the bunker, but we knew we had to turn to the right, and so we didn't have enough pads. So we knew there was a limitation with this idea, but we were like, hey, we gotta try something, right? We gotta try something. Dean gets back in the skid loader. He's laying down the class 5 on top of the swamp pads, and skies open up, boom, we get rained out for the morning. So the irony with all of this, we didn't even get to try it, but we had it looking pretty good. You know, we had it looking pretty good.
And you didn't need to stay up all night the night before.
Well, that's the way it goes. So we get the trucks out of there. Me and Dean actually go and get breakfast. So, okay, if you're already tired, just add like a 2,000 calorie pancake breakfast at the local diner on it. Oh, I got back to my truck around 11, and I just remember putting my head back. I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep here for a little bit. And I think I woke up like 2:30. And was like, all right, cool, let's head him home. Dean later told me, he's like, I got home, I sat in my garage, and he's like, I fell asleep in my truck for a couple hours. I'm like, you too, man, it was a short night. So a couple days later, everything dries up, we're able to get back on it, and we're able to start back on this project. It's a Saturday, and for the most part, it goes pretty well. We're turning to the right because we have the crane right there, and a couple hours into it, we were actually able to remove the crane, and then that allowed us to start curving the loader to the left, because when we were curving it priorly to the right, even though we tried our best to put as much sand and gravel down, the loader is still doing this until it gets up onto the pad to dump. Needless to say, we got through day number 2, and it all got better. But then we actually were able to talk to the city. The city actually in this bunker had another set of doors. We were actually able to remove those doors, keep it going, and we finished up the project. It was amazing. But by the time we were done with the swamp pads, we had 2 broken ones that were non-usable. It was just one of those projects I was like, okay, didn't go totally smoothly. It didn't go horrible either.
Could have gone worse.
Yeah, it could have gone way worse. But it allowed us to hit like our 400 some truck goal, and eventually we finished it all up. And it was a little strenuous, but we made it.
I mean, I've said it before, but it's just like, I mean, all you guys do is problem solve, it seems like. It's just always like...
Yeah, the funny thing is, when I think back to years back, it's like, I don't remember this many problems.
Oh, but you remember material getting dumped on the road and having to go clean it up.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
different things with the weather and farmers, and
There's always
generally
something. Yeah, no,
that-
there's always
yeah.
something. It does seem like the last handful of years we've had a lot
But
of.
you're getting it dialed in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it does just seem like the last couple of years there's just like a lot more curveballs. Like, okay, you're used to a fastball, maybe a slider. Now you got a curveball or a breaking ball, and you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Really neat thing happened this week. We actually finished 2 very good-sized projects, and they got a shot of rain. It's a Friday night, but they got a shot of rain scheduled for the morning. So me and Trevor are actually going to take Lowboy, go get one of the loaders out of the field, so that way it's not trapped in the field with mud. And then we got a pickup down there too. So even though it's a Friday night, keep on rolling. Yeah, so I don't know, but it was kind of one of those fun adventures. It's one of those tough things when you know you're in trouble and you know it's only going to get worse. Okay, so if you see the flashy lights right there, that is the loader on the Lowboy. So everything went really good. Now we're just walking to the local Casey's to get food because it's late at night and we're hungry. To me, it's always fun walking around the job site and we're like, okay, we got some gravel over here, we got some stuff over here, we got these swamp pads back at the shop.
How can we MacGyver it?
We got a couple hours before trucks show up.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Yeah.
No, and I was so grateful with Dean. Dean is so talented, so talented. There are so many people that are just fun to watch operate a piece of equipment because they're so good. It's just, they're so smooth, they're so fluid with it, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
All right, we're rolling up on the Thanksgiving weekend.
Well, and the goal is always to be done by Thanksgiving.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
So
combine.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. To all the farmers that watch too, like I'm
Yeah.
right here with you. Hopefully you're either wrapping things up or
Yeah.
it's all done. Last week we were able to get combines put away. We got tractors put away. We finished everything. We actually, for the first time since probably August, July, somewhere in there, we got all the tractors and spreaders home, all the loaders home. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but it's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you really had a good fall.
Anything you're thankful for going into Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I am, continually thankful just to get to be hanging out here at mom and dad's again. I mean, not, usually
this
at
is
43 you're not like,
exactly-
life goals, living back
yeah.
at mom and dad's. But hey, if you have to land somewhere, this has been a great place to be. I mean, we'll be coming up on 2 years here, which is kind of wild. So,
Are you surprised how well it's gone? Like, to me, I thought it's gone well. I
I
mean,
think it has gone really well. I think it helps the kids are a little older. They're, my kids are 11 through 16.
I
just turned
got
16.
yelled at for eating Dawn's youngest son's Gage's Reese's Pieces on Halloween.
Yeah. I'm like,
Sorry.
dude, you can't just leave your candy all just
Thank
out.
you.
I'm like, are
Thank
you new
you.
here? Come on. Yeah.
You gotta hide it like
it's
mom.
Like fair game if it's out. No, yeah. I'm like, that's on you, man. So, it has been going well. And I mean, what better place to have kids and, so he's spending time. So, How about you?
I don't know. I think I'm just grateful. All the friends, all the family that we have. I mean, it's funny now, as we get on the backside of fall here, the last couple weeks, how many friends called me just to BS and text message. I got a birthday kind of coming up.
Coming up this week. You can
And,
wish Erica happy birthday.
Yeah.
Big 4-1.
Yeah.
Birthdays don't really get you down though, do they?
No, the one that it's just weird because it's like they just keep coming faster and faster,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
like I got no regrets. Like this last year was absolutely awesome, absolutely awesome. It just like when you just realize like okay, closer to 60 now than 20. That one just, that one just kind of like just stings a little bit, but that's
Okay.
all right. But also no regrets, like no regrets at all. So like always, leave the comments in the comment section. We always like reading them. Again, we just don't get a whole lot of time to get back to them. If you hit like this content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button because it does help YouTube push the video out to a larger audience, helps the channel grow. Also, we hope all of you have a happy holiday season. And even if it's not, try to make the best of it. We all know what it's like to dodge that family member that's super annoying. With love, ignore the crap out of them.
Yep. And we're thankful for you too.
Absolutely.